Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Mukmin and I will be explaining about the content of this video. This video consists of two posters, which is the first one is route to be a registered valuer and the second one is about the format of test of professional competence. So let's start with the first poster, which is the route to be a registered valuer.
Local education is one of the branch to becoming a registered valuers. Admissions to the local universities with degree of qualification recognized by the BOVIAP, Board of Valuers, Real Estate Agent and Property Manager organizations such as UITM, UTM, ISMAN and UTARS in the local educations. To become a registered valuers, a candidate must first complete the pre-university programs, foundation course, or diploma in estate management, and then they need to pursue a degree in estate management. Each choice that we make to pursue the local academics has a different entry of requirements, such as the duration of study and others. Graduates with a recognized degree are eligible to become a probationary valuers. They need to pass the TPCs of a test of professional competence and need the required 2 year working experience. And then, if you are pass all these requirements, you are entitled as a qualified registered valuers at the end.
My name is Nur Masara binti Musa and I'm going to present about the working graduate candidates. The first one is about the applicant who work as a valuer and do valuation practice and should be supervised by a registered valuer. This candidate must have a minimum of 2 years of authorized practical professional experience. The second one is about the applicant who employed as lecturers, which is this candidate must have 3 years of academic experience. Which is a minimum of 1,600 hours of part-time practice or 6 months of continuous full-time employment as determined by the board. This candidate must be supervised over a 3-year period. The third one is about the working applicants with at least 10 years of practical experience after graduation. This candidate may be excluded from submitting the work diary and practical tasks. This candidate must pay 100 ringgit to apply for party exemption by completing the TPC V3/98 form. This candidate must submit form TPC V4/98 and pay fee 200 ringgit to attend a professional interview if their application is successful. All of these candidates must professionally register with the board and register for TPC by submitting form TPC V1/98 and pay the current 50 ringgit registration cost.
My name is Hani Adrina binti Syarul Anwar and now we look at overseas graduate candidate. For overseas candidate, they follow the same procedure as others. There are no many differences, only got 2 differences, which is firstly in format of TPC. They just need 1 year approved professional experience in Malaysia, and then secondly, period of experience. They just need 1 year with a minimum of 2 years supervised practical experience in relevant fields overseas, and then must be working in a registered valuation firm with supervised by a registered valuer. And then the rest of procedure just same with the local candidate and working candidate.
For the first examination, the professional examination is a professional qualification that eliminates the needs for the RISM exam. One of the professional examination is a quantity surveying first examinations. As a professional qualification to take TPC, the institution publish a syllabus such as measurements 1, land surveying, building services and economic. For the person who take the professional examinations of our first examinations, they need to submit to the institution's examination secretary together with the application form and the examination fees. For the examination fees, each subject is RM50 ringgit.
I will be explaining about the second examination, which is the intermediate examination. After passing the first examination, the candidates will sit for intermediate examination. Candidates will sit the examination based on the syllabus prepared by the board, such as Building Service 2, Construction Technology 2, and Measurement 2. Applications to sit for a professional examination must be made, and payment of fees for each subject of RM100 that candidate take must be complete before sitting the examination. Any appeal from the candidates of dissatisfaction of marking answer paper may appeal to the examination board.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I will explain to you about the final direct examination. Candidates who have passed the direct final examination is required but to be supervised 1 or 2 years by a professional or consultant quantity surveyor and subsequently sit for the assessment of professional competence. To register as a professional quantity surveyor, the candidate is required to be supervised minimum 1 year by the internal supervisor and to be supervised 1 year by the external supervisor, subsequently required to complete 2 parts of the requirement to be registered as a PQS, and the following subject in the test of RISM direct final examination is cost value engineering, professional practice 2, and however the test of examination depend on the institution.
Okay, so moving on to the next poster, which is format of TPC. Format of TPC consists of 5 format, which is period of experience to become registered estate agent or registered valuer. The second one is about submission of work diary and logbook. Third, submission of record experience. Submission of 2 practical tasks. And lastly, a professional interview.
I will present the first format TPCs. According to the format test of professional competence in 2As, a person who want to become a registered valuers, they need to have a minimum continuous 2 years approved professional experience and qualified diploma or degree in local academic they are recognized by BOVIAT, such as UITM, UTM, UTAR, and IUKLs. For or person who want to become a registered valuers need to have a minimum continuous 2 years approved of professional experience, and that person are in evaluation assistant or as working candidates. They need to pass the RISM exam or the BOVIA exams. Otherwise, they need to have a minimum continuous 2 years supervised practical experience in the relevant overseas of the previous property professional experience. And then the qualification of diploma or degree in overseas academic recognized by BOVIAPs. By entry the academic qualifications or recognize degree or diploma from the overseas institutions such as the National University of Singapore, City University London, or they need to pass the RICS General Practical Final Examination overseas. The person or candidate need to pass the RICS General Practice Final Examination overseas, and they maybe can be reduced to 1 year of minimum continuous practical experience.
Now we look at format 2 of TPC, submission of work diary and logbook. First, we look at the detail of work diary. All candidates will be required to keep a work diary which consists of 104 of 52 weeks or 6 months or 1,600 hours. The rule to be followed in order to complete the diary is all applicants will be asked to analyze the work complete throughout each month and summarize it in their log book, and the diary must be clear and concise. And if the candidate go to other employer in order to gain experience in certain area, the diary must be continued as usual and must note on the first page with the changes of employment. And the diary must sign by the candidate and their supervisor or at the end of every week, and must submit the diary and logbook for preliminary assessment no later than week 52 or 3 months. And then for final assessment must be submit after week 104 or 52 or 6 months. And then the candidate must immediately inform the board if the diary or logbook are missing. Next, the detail of logbook. Logbook will be request of all candidates, and the objective of this logbook is to allow the applicant to offer a chronological analysis of their professional experience based on entries in the diary, and enable the assessor to decide whether their professional experience is appropriate and well balanced. And then there are also have a rule that must be followed in complete this logbook. Firstly, is logbook should consist of analysis of diary sheet covering 24 months or 12 months or 1,600 hours or 6 months in terms of days spent by the candidate on each area of approved professional experience. Secondly, the required information should be taken from the diary at the conclusion of each month or 200 hours, and it must be signed by the candidate and their supervisor every 4 months or 2 months or 200 hours or 1 month as the case may be. On completion of the 12 months, 6 months or 800 hour and third month of time spent on each area of experience, the board must be presented with a vertical and horizontal analysis of the diary sheet. The preliminary assessment must be completed within 30 days of the 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, or 800 hours. And then only 12 months after the preliminary assessment will be the final assessment be submitted. After the 24th month, 12 month, 1,600 hour or 6 months, the completed logbook will be presented to the board along with the diary not later than 30 days after the 24th month for final assessment, and to make the preparation for the professional interview.
Moving on to format test professional competence 3, which is submission records of experience. The candidate must submit to the board a typewriter report in quadruplicate of not less than 500 words covering type of work, which is areas of experience. The minimum of area is should 3 areas. Then geographic location in which the experience was gained, sorts of property deal with, candidate's level of responsibility, and any other material that demonstrate the earned experience. And the report must be certified by candidate supervisor. The candidate who do not pass JTPC may be asked to submit extra experience record for the specified extended periods.
Moving on to format TPC 4, which is submission of 2 practical tasks. Candidate must submit 2 practical tasks, which is written tasks should be more than 4,000 words. Candidates should submit their original inspection notes, sketch plans, and working papers. The board will retain the copies of each report and will return on request the report. Selection of subject is important for candidates to demonstrate their knowledge and experience. All candidates are required to sign a declaration and certified by the supervisor. The practical task will be assessed by a panel appointed by board. Lastly, unsuccessful candidate will be required to resubmit the whole or part of the task.
For the test practice competencies 5 is professional interview. All candidates will be inspected and questioned within 45 days of the report being submitted. Every year, the interview will be held 6 times. Each year, in the first week of January, the exact dates for the interview will be released. Professional ethics and previously submitted report are among The topic discusses in the interview. Candidates will get TPC result 45 days after the interview. If there are any additional requirements, the board will notify rejected candidates. That's all from me. Next.